Hey everybody, Alan Weber here from the Mayor's Office on Tuesday morning. Thanks for watching. Sorry we missed you yesterday. We got preempted by the governor, which is always good for me when the governor steps up, and we should all give her a round of applause, a standing ovation for the announcement she made yesterday, the press conference she held, and the way her entire team has been handling this public health emergency, this global pandemic. I think we can all take an enormous amount of pride in the governor and in the state of New Mexico and in how our team in all levels is responding. As you know, yesterday the governor issued her next order, and it is the right thing to do. It is exactly what needs to happen. If you look at the data from around the world and in cities around the country, allowing the spread of this virus is dangerous. It imperils public health. It increases dramatically the number of people who are affected by the coronavirus. It ultimately overloads and overtaxes our health systems, and then the entire process crashes. So by getting out in front of it, by issuing her stay-at-home order, the governor has given us very clear directives, and I want to go over it with you to the best of my ability. I've looked at the order, I've read her list of answers to the frequently asked questions, I've looked at the state website, which continues to be a source of great information. This is what I can tell you. Number one, the single most important thing for all of us to do is to stay at home. There are exceptions. If you need to go to the grocery store, if you need to pick up pharmaceuticals, if you need to go keep a health appointment, whether it's related to coronavirus or not, please do those errands, but do them by yourself, do them without contacting other people, and maintain social distance and good hygiene practices. Continue to wash your hands, to, if you sneeze or cough, to cover up, and to stay at least 6 feet apart from other people. When you go to the grocery store or the supermarket, if you are in one of the supermarket lines where you are being asked to wait outside, keep a shopping cart of distance between you and the person in front of you and the person behind you. Just make that one of the things we do automatically. 6 feet to interrupt the spread of the virus. So the governor is telling all of us to stay at home. If you can work from home, that's a great option. If you're not able to work from home, apply for unemployment insurance immediately through the state's website. Get those benefits coming your way. As you know, last week I put out an emergency order that put a stay on evictions where people can't pay their rent due to the impact of the coronavirus. So for at least the short term, evictions will be on hold. That doesn't mean you won't still owe the rent. It means that for the moment, in these extreme, extraordinary circumstances, you won't be evicted when you can't pay the rent. Ultimately, the rent, the water bill, all these others will be due, but for the moment, we're trying to keep people at home and safe and interrupt the spread of the virus. I want to just point out the extraordinary work that city employees have been doing. This morning a letter went out to the city employees, and it applies to the people who work for the city. It equally applies to everybody living in Santa Fe. Let me give you a quick read through. Dear City of Santa Fe team members, we've just gone through one of the most extraordinary, exceptional weeks in Santa Fe's long history, and because of you, we've come through it with flying colors. Thank you. And that applies to our workers. It applies to everyone in our city who is working very hard to continue to deliver services while staying safe. And now with this new order of stay at home, we have to double down and maintain even more social distance to the best of our ability. Even though we knew that COVID-19 was coming to our city, nothing could prepare us for the huge disruptions and the rapid adjustments that we've all been called upon to make. In a little more than 1 week, everything is different. How you work, where you work, whether you work, what your job is, all have had to change in rapid fire with little to nothing in the way of past experiences or precedents to guide us. And you have made it work. You've made it work for the people of Santa Fe at considerable sacrifice to yourselves and your families, because we all know that the disruptions at home are just as challenging as those at work. So first, a great big thank you. Second, here's a quick look forward. We are going to make it through this public health crisis, and then we're going to make it through the social and economic aftershocks, some of which we are already feeling. It will take discipline to follow through on the safety practices that we know are essential: social distancing, hand washing, self-quarantining when it comes to that. It will take resiliency, learning to do old things in new ways, and finding workaround solutions to get things done that used to be easy and now are hard. It will take empathy, patience, and compassion. All of this is new and unfamiliar, and people are afraid. And sometimes that fear comes out as anger, and sometimes that anger is misdirected at you and at each other. The next couple of weeks will see more uncertainty, more change, more experiments, and more adaptation. We'll likely see more cases of the COVID-19 virus in Santa Fe and in New Mexico, as the same kind of surge that has happened in other places happens here. We have excellent healthcare professionals, and they'll do their best to meet the need. We'll continue to monitor the situation and make changes to how the city of Santa Fe operates. We'll be doing that continuously and regularly, sometimes on a day-to-day basis, certainly week to week. The next couple of weeks will also be just as challenging as last week, perhaps even more so. But we'll get through them if we all work together, solve problems together, and stick together. So I'm asking you to keep doing what you've been doing and what you've always done. You are the heart and soul of the city of Santa Fe, and thanks to you, together we keep this city working. Please stay strong and flexible at the same time. We may bend, but we don't break. In a time of global crisis, there's no place I'd rather be than right here in Santa Fe, and there are no people I'd rather be working with than you. All together, Santa Fe. That goes for our employees, it goes for everyone who lives in Santa Fe, works in Santa Fe, and is stepping up to make a difference in Santa Fe. There's a lot of work being done to adapt to this crisis. We're only a couple of weeks into it. We're all having to learn new things. We're all having to change, and now with the stay-at-home order, we have to change even more. Parks are closed. Restaurants can only do takeout. Non-essential businesses are closed. We're working on shutting down city buildings to the public while essential employees continue to work from those buildings. But as far as the public is concerned, going forward, in the near future, these public buildings won't be open anymore. So we'll have to do business over the web, over the phone, through mail, and in other ways. We want everybody to stay safe. That's the number one important measure of success. And we're willing to do what it takes to shut down operations for a couple of weeks and see where we are at the end of that. Hopefully, the fire will have passed over us and we'll all come out of it safe. But what we're building now with this stay-at-home order is a fire break that we hope the virus won't be able to leap across. It's very important to stay at home. It's very important to practice good hygiene and social distancing. It's very important to be in groups no larger than 5 people. We'll be having a virtual city council meeting Wednesday night. We'll only have 5 people in the council chambers, but all of the members of the city council will be coming to that meeting virtually as they continue to do their job representing you and working for the city. We're also asking for a special allocation of $500,000 that will go into a special fund for emergency relief of specific targeted areas where we can use that money to reduce the impact of the coronavirus across our community. We're also very appreciative of the work of the Community Foundation. And if you want to make a contribution to the Community Foundation, please go to their website, put money into that fund, and that money will go to work to help nonprofit organizations in our community who are then in turn helping people who need more help. There's a network of people working collaboratively to make sure that everybody in Santa Fe is fed, to use our kitchens, including the convention center kitchen, to grow more food and put it out there for people who are hungry. We're still working with the school district, we're working with the county, we're working with our healthcare providers on a daily basis to coordinate the delivery of services across the city. We know that Santa Fe has the resources that we need to step up and address the public health crisis. It's organizing those resources that's taking a little bit of time because the logistics have to be put into place. So please be patient. Please understand that the organization work is going on. Our Community Services Department, our Economic Development Department, our Tourism Department, all of these parts of city government are coordinating a response that will get services to people who need them. If you're looking for more information, of course, go to the City of Santa Fe website. There are regular updates on services that are being provided and links to things like our library, where our librarians continue to be creative, innovative, and just fun in sending out messages, reading stories, doing projects with families at home, helping kids stay engaged and stay healthy. It's great to go for a hike, use our trails, but the parks are closed, the golf course is closed. We're trying to break the virus and its spread. That's about it for this visit. I'll be back again tomorrow. If you have specific questions you want to ask, please do send questions to me, mayor@santafenm.gov, and I can read them in my next webcast, try to give you straight answers. The governors frequently ask questions, and those answers will be posted on the city's website so you can see answers to some of the questions that have already come up. What's an essential business? What isn't? What do I do when I'm trying to go out and do my shopping, get my chores done? How do I stay safe? What's the latest update on the numbers when it comes to coronavirus? I am absolutely confident that as we follow the governor's order, as we stay at home, we're going to discover whole new ways of getting through this crisis. We're going to collaborate, cooperate, tap into the values that are core to Santa Fe, and we will emerge from this a stronger, healthier, and better community. When the taps get turned back on, there'll be money coming from the federal government, from the state government, to continue to invest in our community, to build housing, to build parks, to refresh our community. All of that will be ready because our department heads are making preparations for when we get to the other side of the healthcare crisis and we go back out into the world with jobs and with opportunities, with businesses and with community activities that will be very welcome for everybody in Santa Fe and northern New Mexico. So until I see you tomorrow, please stay safe, stay home, play your part in shutting down this public health emergency, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.